Leaving Kebnekaise, the weather fit the mood. Part of me was happy, part of me was so sad. So I concentrated on catching up. 2 days lost because we needed to turn around. I felt so alone.
So I'm just taking a little ass break on this big fat rock with this big nice view. And then I'm going to move on to Singi, and from Singi I hope I can make it to Sälka. But I'm not sure if I can do it in one day. I want to do it in one day, but if I make it halfway it will be just that awesome, because then I will get in my 18 kilometers. And the weather has cleared up, as in it's not raining anymore. Sky looks still like this, but it's not raining, so I feel blessed. Actually, I really like this weather for hiking. So I'm at one of these meditation spots now. Just crossed over this bridge there in the distance. And there are a lot of hikers walking these paths over there. Here's the river. And I came from there. There is a cell tower. Look at this majestic view. And I actually lost track of the trail and I walked a bit over there, which was only mud, so my shoes are wetted out completely. Oh no, they're not wetted out completely actually, just the heels are dry still. And now I'm gonna walk this one and then hopefully make it to Singi sometime this day. I've got around 9 kilometers left now, so 5 are behind me, which feels really good because I don't feel nearly as shitty as I felt yesterday after 5 kilometers. Yeah, my feet, they look like this. They are wetted out. Yeah, river crossing. Now I'm trying to get to Singi, gonna eat lunch there, and then move on to like halfway to Sälka and try to put up my tent there. One thing that I've learned so far, don't underestimate this trail. This trail is really fucking humbling, and it's also really beautiful. Now I'm on a really easy part of the trail, and if I hadn't broken my toe, I would have totally brought my boots, which would have made this so much better, because I think despite everything that people say, boots do not wet out that much. I've never seen that in the Alps on any of my hikes. And this myth that trail runners are so much better because they dry fast, how are they supposed to dry like this? How? It doesn't work like that. They just stay wet.
I didn't know the most beautiful part of the trail was ahead of me, leading through a plateau between the mountains, along rivers, meadows, through this magical fog. It was very cold, but so beautiful. I don't think it can be caught on film quite like it is in reality. After entering this huge plateau, I could watch the landscape change dramatically from 1 hour to the next. Behind every corner there would be something new, something beautiful. Small snowfields, meadows, mountains, waterfalls. But I would also become more and more aware of how much I was behind on my schedule. When I would turn around, not many hikers were there, and some even came walking towards me saying, "We're turning around, we can't make it." So there were fewer and fewer people on this trail with me. This feeling of dread and loneliness was not so nice, but the beautiful nature was so calming at the same time. So quiet, Only wind and water would be the source of noise. Okay, and the occasional helicopter. Then, after many hours, I could finally see the Fjällräven tents near the Singi station. My feet were wet and cold, but they gave me lingonberry juice. That stuff was so good, it made me feel like a brand new human, and I had so much energy after drinking a few glasses.
They gave me some really nice juice that tastes amazing and is full of sugar.
They even filled up my bottle with it, and I felt like, wow, now I'm charged up again. Like this bunny with the batteries.
So, I'm on my way to Sälka now.
But my legs were so sore. Whenever I would stop and take a break, it would be punished by diffuse pain that would hit me when I got back up. So I would just keep walking and not take so many breaks.
I don't want to rush the hike past Tjäktja. I want to take that one slow, so I'd rather rush it today and then get a real good rest and then move on. Sun is coming out.
I wanted to rather hurry now, so that later at Tjäktja, the high pass, I could take it slow again. So the plan was to reach 2 stations in one day, first Singi and then Sälka, and to not even stay in Singi as planned initially, but to catch up very fast doing Singi and Sälka in one day. That would have then put me back on track and made the rest of the hike easier, so I would reach the finish line in time. I have to say that this part so far was one of the most beautiful sections of the whole hike. Even though I was so tired, I could always hold on to these beautiful small moments of nature showing off its beauty, like the sun coming out behind a mountaintop, the fast-moving clouds, and the smell of this clean air, the seemingly endless plateaus which make you feel just so small. It felt like it would rain any time, but it was nicely cold and not too humid, like in the warm weather of the day before, that slowed me down so much. So I was walking in my own pace, trying not to think about the pain or if I would make it in time, just to keep going. I often thought about something I heard from another YouTuber actually, Dixie from the channel Homemade Wanderlust. She's a long-distance hiker, and in one of her videos she said before she puts up her shelter in the evening and kind of ends the day, she always asks herself, can I do 1 more mile? And that resonated with me so much. I would just think of it whenever I got tired and ask myself, well, can I do 1 more kilometer in my case? A kilometer is also a lot less than a mile, and I don't really have a feeling for what a mile is. And then finally, I saw the cabins around Sälka at the end of the plateau by this beautiful green opaque river.
Yay! Hey, Sälka!
I feel a bit of regret that in this moment I couldn't even enjoy this beautiful view so much. I was just so happy to arrive there, to eat something, sit down, set up my tent, and then just pass out. I made it another day.